dealing with the unrest, people like you, traffic wardens, CCTV camera operators, private security firms will be brought in to do the jobs that police are doing. And it was a few weeks later that I picked up the paper and I saw that traffic wardens were being redesignated from traffic warden, just traffic, to civil enforcement officers. This stuff is building so fast. And now they want us to tell on each other. Report your friends and suspicious behaviour. Hey, I've got a mate, he went to that David Icke bloody website. Yeah. And what they're doing is they're offering money for people to do it. That must be worth $5. There you go. How to tell if there's a terrorist in the airport. There you go. No problem. Piece of cake. So now we're having surveillance on the internet, shut up, all this stuff, free speech zones, I love that, how Orwellian. And what it's about, oh God, I could talk all night, God, the time. What it's about is basically turning humanity into the same situation that you have with laboratory rats and mice, where they have them in a maze, and when you go down certain channels of the maze, they get a shock. When they've been shocked a few times, you can take the electrical equipment out, and that mouse or rat still won't go down that, because he's been manipulated and programmed not to go down there through resistance. And all the time now, we're being told, don't do this, can't do that. Oh, your rubbish is 4 inches too high in your rubbish bin. You go to court. Oh, you've dropped an apple core. Call the police. All this stuff. And I'm not exaggerating. These things are happening. And it's all about bang, 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 bang. All these things. And it's about programming the laboratory rat, as they see it, into conforming through not wanting to meet the resistance, into acquiescing to this agenda. Sod that. And the taser gun is classic. Of course, when they said, oh, the taser's only going to be given to trained fire officers, I thought, yeah, here you go, pull it, here you go. Then this one. And of course, what they're doing now is they're saying, well, they're going to give them to all police. Of course they are. They were always going to totalitarian tiptoe. And what these are to put the police in a different state. All these stories about people dying when they're hit by these things, people say, oh, that's bad for the taser. No, it's not. It's good for the taser. Because once you realize you can die if you're hit by this stuff, or it's a horrible experience, suddenly the policeman has great power over you. I remember one headline when these tasers came out, and someone saw them at work, and the headline was, I'll do whatever you say, officer, just don't use that thing on me. That's what this is all about. Some idiot in a uniform. He's got 2 brain cells to rub together, but he's got a bloody taser, so people do as he says. And then we've got political bloody correctness, another coordinate. That ain't about human rights. That's about taking them away. On my website, I do a lot of stuff at the moment about what's going on in Canada. And some people have said, oh, why do you do so much on that? Because it is an absolute epitome of the way they want every society to be. What is happening is that people are being stopped from saying things if they upset or could upset others or could open people to ridicule and all that stuff. Well, soddy hell, most of the bloody British media should be arrested if they're bloody opening people to ridicule. But anyway, but what's happening? And people say, well, that's good. Well, it's not good. Because, you know, if you don't like people having an opinion about you, well, you know, it's too bloody bad, really. Too bloody bad, you know, get over it. You know, that's all it is, a few bloody words, it's someone else's opinion. They might even be wrong. They have a right to be wrong, because if we don't allow people to be wrong, someone's deciding whether they're right or wrong, and we've lost our freedom, mate. So get used to it. Now, what's happened in Canada is that Muslims and Jewish people and stuff like that have taken people to this Human Rights Commission, all that stuff, But what they don't realize, some gay activists have done the same, what they don't realize is that the same laws apply to them. So now there's a thing in Canada, for instance, where a woman has taken a gay club to the Human Rights Commission for breaching her human rights for not allowing her in because it's a gay club for men, right? So what it's doing, if you look at it, is not protecting human rights. It's using different elements of minorities to take other people's rights away. And so they're cross-referencing again, and everyone's taking everyone else's bloody rights away under political correctness. You know, people say, oh, you can't call someone a cripple. Well, hold on a second. I've got an arthritic hand. The only thing I can do is press a key and type me books, or press that, right? It's crippled. It might not be a modern word, but it's crippled. Tell me it's crippled. Why? Because it is. I mean, let's get over it, for goodness sake. I'm going to take Manchester United to the Human Rights Commission for breaching my human rights in not allowing me to be in their first team. Because it is breaching the human rights by discrimination over someone with a hand they can't do anything with. But that's the ludicrous level it's getting to. And it's not to do with freedom and the rights of minorities. It's to do with destroying everyone's bloody freedom. I love this. This is what it's getting to. I love that. This is where we are now. I love that bit at the bottom. Also, the bridge is out ahead. War is peace. This is all Orwellian language, of course. And it's all to do with that. Who's in your head? What they're doing is programming the computer. That's what the microchip's about. In a desktop computer, the central processing unit, the brain of the computer, is a microchip. Once you get a microchip into this body computer, you can start to affect its mental and emotional processes and its energetic state. That's why they want people microchipped. Yes, on one level it's about electronic tagging, but it's about much more than that. It's about, once you get a microchip inside you, that microchip can be manipulated from afar and can affect you individually or en masse and manipulate the way we think or don't think and emotionally. Say no to the microchip under every circumstance possible, and they're much smaller than this now. The media are constantly programming the computer, programming the kids increasingly. Read this article about the effect on minds of computer games and stuff, and the way they stop the mind thinking. Exactly. Obey, here we go. And that all affects the reality that we create. The hypnotists on the news and the television, they're all working to the same thing. And then we get computer access, as I call it. I do hope you don't think I'm going on too much, because I want to get as much as I can in here. I mean, I could talk all Sunday night, but we do have a limit, unfortunately. Computer access, David D's photograph. All this shite that we're given to eat and drink, these chemical formulas, are reprogramming chemically, and therefore on every other level, as it moves across, the body computer. Destabilizing it. Stopping it functioning properly. That's what it's about. All this stuff that we get. Aspartame. It's a brain it's a brain suppressor. It excites brain cells and kills them. It affects the way we decode reality. They tell pilots not to have aspartame drinks before they fly in the military in America, because it affects their ability to fly, because it affects their brain state. And we're giving this in kids' drinks. Who brought it on the market? Donald Rumsfeld, head of Searle Pharmaceuticals, who sold out to Monsanto. That's how it got on through the processes of checking if it was safe or not, and they weren't followed, and it became a general public substance that is used all the time. Fluoride, same thing. Brain suppressant, used in the concentration camps in Germany to suppress the inmates. Genetically modified food designed to genetically modify us. Monsanto, one of the major Illuminati corporations on the planet. Vaccines. 25 sodding vaccines for kids up to 2 years of age. Beam me up, Scotty, it's sodding